episode 37 of X to Interact. I'm Sam, and I'm here with Eric, Steven, and Gaff for the last episode of the year 2021. And since it is the last episode, we want to take a look back at not this year, but the past decade of games. So our first episode of next year will be our 2021 Game of the Year discussions. But today, we'll be discussing our favorite games of the last decade. So we're going to take it year by year, starting with 2011, and each name our game of the year so far, or game of the year for that year. But before we get into that, make sure you follow us on Twitter at XTinteract. If you're listening to us on Spotify, we also have a YouTube channel if you want to watch us in video format, see our pretty faces. But yeah, that's it. Let's get in to what promises to be a pretty long episode of X Interact to finish off the year. Let's start with 2011. And in 2011, I'm going to go through some scores here, or game of the years here. So the highest Metacritic score of the year was Arkham City, Batman Arkham City. IGN's game of the year was Portal 2. Game Informer's game of the year was Skyrim. And GameSpot's game of the year was also Skyrim. And with that note, I will start off by saying this was a very hard year for me because two of like my favorite 5 games of all time released this year, and I just named the two. They're Portal 2 and Skyrim. So it was very hard for me. But I did end up before I get into that, I'll list some other games that came out that year. Uncharted 3, Dark Souls,
Jeez.
The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, the original, not the Switch port, LA Noire, Saints Row the Third, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Dead Space 2, Gears of War 3, the cap off of the Ezio trilogy, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Bastion, great little game,
super
great little game, The Witcher 2, and Minecraft.
Oh, right.
Which, fuck, I just realized that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
What a year,
Dragon
dude.
Age 2. But yeah, a lot of games came out in 2011. Kind of insane. Obviously, this is one of those years where it's like, it's not the end of the PS3, but it's getting like right in the prime, like right near the end, where people are or companies are finally making like bangers. That really take advantage of the generation.
2011 was such a simple time before all this like MTX and NFTs and skins and free to play. And
yes, it was.
And we were so blissfully ignorant of all the sexual assault and harassment and allegations that are going on in the video game industry.
I know. What a blissfully ignorant time, as you said.
Honestly. So yeah, I ended up going with Skyrim, which this could be a toss up like any day of the fucking week, but I did end up going with Skyrim for this year just because I have put so many hours in this game. I play it, like replay it constantly. I love Portal 2, but I've only played it once. I want to change that. But yeah, I went with Skyrim. What did Steven, what is your 2011 game of the year? And like talk about your thought process a little bit.
So
maybe.
This one was hard because I'm a really big fan of Dark Souls.
Okay, yeah.
I'm also a really big fan.
Because you hate yourself.
Of common knowledge there. Bastion was a fantastic game for me.
I agree. Bastion is a banger.
Almost every game Supergiant has put out tends to be higher up in the list of game of the year for me when they come out. Or I guess not when they come out, just when I play them, basically. But in this case, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Skyrim the advantage, just because it was such a cultural change, and I couldn't get away from it. And so, like, okay, well, I guess I'll play Skyrim. Clearly, it can't be this good. And then I proceeded to spend 300 hours in Skyrim. And not finish the story actually until like way later. Funny enough, because I didn't really think the main story was that great, but I actually didn't get to Dark Souls or any of the other games until way later. Not that this really taints my opinion in that, but
yeah,
thinking about of all those games, I think like you said, I have spent the most time in Skyrim. Just because I enjoy being in that world so much more than I think many of these other choices. But Dark Souls is a different beast. I don't know if I would call it a game of the year, just because I think it's maybe punishment of the year. You know,
Okay.
I think if
Okay.
you really just dig into it, I don't think you can call a punishment a great thing. So.
yeah.
But they're well designed. Dark Souls games are very well designed, and they have a lot of elements about finally overcoming these insanely hard encounters and boss fights. And honestly, it really did push it up close to Skyrim for me as far as like trying to decide between the two of them. But I'm gonna have to give the edge to Skyrim just for pure enjoyment. So, yeah, I guess I'll kick it to Gaff. What was your 2011?
Dead Space 2. I didn't play it
Oh.
until like 2018 or something. But I had a ball of a time, and it's definitely the most scared I've ever been playing a horror game. I actually played Dead Space 1 and 2 with like a guide, like fully the whole way. I would like look up when the jump scares happen so I can brace myself.
Did it work?
I'm sure it lessened the impact, but I was still so scared the entire way. Dead Space, what perfection? No HUD, your health bar is on your back. You can't pause the game even when you go into your inventory. The plasma cutter, like one of the best design weapons of all time.
The heat wave drew inspiration from that, just as like a thought. Like,
yeah, it feels like, yeah, the vertical and horizontal configurations. Like Isaac Clarke becoming even more of a character than he was in the first game, because then he actually has like a speaking role this time, and he's dealing with the grief. And when he's like, he faces down Nicole at the end in the final showdown, Nicole, who is like the marker and stuff, and Isaac just goes, he's tired of her shit, and he goes, fuck you and fuck your marker. Like it's so cathartic. So yeah, Dead Space, my game of the year for 2011.
Eric.
2011 me. I'm thinking back, like this entire, just real quick, this entire list is fucking hard because I have to go back on like what I remember or not, and I'm like, shit, I can't remember a fucking half of what I fucking played. But so like real quickly, this was the year I got my own PS3. Like I had one like sharing with the family beforehand, but this is the year I got my own, and so this year. Let me bring that back. So, I was getting a PS3 for that Christmas, and I had two choices for Christmas, basically. Either get Sonic Generations or Skyward Sword.
Oh,
and
God.
I had a pre-order of Skyward Sword down, and I was like, you know what I did? I canceled that shit for Sonic Generations.
The good choice. The good choice.
You dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet there.
Hey, whoa. So I right now it's between those two, I guess, and I marked down Skyward Sword, but kind of replaying the remaster, I'm not as high as I feel on it as I used to be as a kid. So I'm gonna say Sonic Generations, but like I guess I could toss between the two. And like Sonic Generations is like a celebration of Sonic. It's like a whole, I think like I forgot what it was. I think the 25th anniversary. I really can't remember. But like they brought in levels from like all from the entire like Sonic franchise in like a 2D version and a 3D version, and it was great in my opinion. So I loved that. So yeah, Sonic Generations there. But like I just want to also point out, like 2011 wasn't really a fucking good year, like Sam said already. But like
Insane.
there was Kingdom Hearts Recoded I saw in there, Portal 2 obviously, and Dissidia Duodecim on the PSP. I didn't realize that, which is a Final Fantasy fighting game. And I'm just like, God damn, what the fuck? 2011 was a fucking banger.
Look how many trilogies finished. I mean, Uncharted 3 finished the first Uncharted trilogy, I guess. It's not really a trilogy.
Wait, was that 2011? Did I fucking miss that?
Yeah.
And then
What the fuck? See, I missed a whole bunch of stuff on that list too.
and then there's Gears of War 3 that finished off the first Gears trilogy. Then the Ezio trilogy finished off with Assassin's Creed Revelations.
God damn.
There's so
a lot
much
of
shit in 2011, man.
And in there.
But yeah, a lot of stuff. And Rage came out. I don't know if you guys have played Rage, but that game
Oh,
No, I
was
haven't played.
interesting.
Not the same. Not the same
game
tier
was,
as.
no, but the game was good, but the ending was so garbage. It just like ends out of nowhere. It's so bad. Oh, Infamous 2 also came out that year.
Yeah.
Fuck.
God damn it! How the fuck did I miss that?
Jesus.
Another ending. Woof.
Crazy. Yeah, another ending. And
Anyways,
Resistance 3. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff on this list. I just skimmed through like the Wikipedia
Yeah,
like releases, so I probably missed a lot.
Yeah.
All
But
right,
without
shall
further ado, let's move on to the next year, 2012.
This is another hard one for
2000
me. Just saying.
In
The year the world was supposed
they're
to
all
end.
hard for me.
Yeah.
In 2012, yeah, 2012. That is true. One of the years the world was supposed to end. Metacritic, the highest score was Persona 4 Golden.
Woo!
IGN's Game of the Year was Journey. Interesting. Game Informer's Game of the Year was Mass Effect 3, and GameSpot's Game of the Year was also Journey. Just copying IGN, I see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with Steven on this one.
I have a bit of a weird one this year that's definitely not going to fall into anyone else's. I'm pretty sure. Guild Wars 2 was mine. Now,
Okay.
I know. But actually, it really got good scores. It was a great sequel to the original. If you were really into Guild Wars, the original that went on for fucking ever. I played the ever-loving shit out of that game. Not just that year, but like many years leading that. And for my enjoyment, I think it was an easy pick for me for that year. I still haven't finished Mass Effect 3. Yeah, I know.
Mass Effect 3 came out this. What the? How am I missing all these
Yes.
fucking dates?
He just said it, Eric.
I just said that.
I did.
One Game Informer's Game of the Year.
Yeah. So I can't really
I
say
tell you, man,
like,
things go over my head.
I can't really say that Mass Effect 3 was or was not. It was a great game from what I played, but again, didn't beat it, so I can't. That was really what kind of tossed it up for me. So,
Yeah.
But Guild Wars 2 was definitely, for my money, the best game of that year.
Looking at this year's really good too. I don't think as good as 2011, but you have Mass Effect 3, you have Dishonored, you have Borderlands 2, Far Cry 3, Assassin's Creed 3, Journey, Max Payne 3, Diablo 3, Halo 4,
Woo!
Guild Wars
Oh, yeah.
2, Darksiders 2, Sleeping Dogs, let's see, Dragon's Dogma,
I remember you could play.
Forza Horizon, the first one.
Hell yeah! I remember you could play a demo of Resident Evil 6 if you bought Dragon's Dogma. Man,
Oh,
what a game that
really?
turned out to be.
Sounds a little
Wow.
weird, but all right.
Interesting.
Isn't Dragon's Dogma like an RPG hack and slash?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it takes a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls combat.
It's a good one.
But yeah.
I like Dragon's Dogma. But I think this was really hard for me because obviously I'm a huge Mass Effect fan.
Yeah. But that ending, and they didn't
But
fix
Mass Effect
the ending until like later, right?
Mass Effect 3 has some of the best moments in the series, but overall I think that game's my least favorite of the first three. But it's still a phenomenal game. Because I love fucking all three of those games. But yeah, another game called Dishonored came out that year, and that introduced me to the absolute insane game design of Arcane Studios that they have still continued to this day. And I just really have fond memories of just the first Dishonored. I like all three of the Dishonored games. If you count Death of the Outsider as its own game, which I do. just the different ways you can go about taking down your targets and kind of just exploring the city. I had to go with Dishonored over Mass Effect 3. Any other Mass Effect game, there's not a chance that, not any of the other 2 Mass Effect games in the trilogy, I think I would have went with above Dishonored. But yeah, I went with Dishonored in this list, or in this year, 2012. Eric, yeah, yours.
Yeah, so just looking through the list they had there, I see Persona 4 Golden. I see. So the year before, the 3DS came out as well, and I got a 3DS. I'm pretty sure that year on 2012, my birthday. So they also had Kid Icarus Uprising. They had Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. They had Kingdom Hearts 3D, and I also put Sonic and All Stars Racing Transform. That's actually a pretty good kart racer.
It was. I like that game a lot.
Yeah. So looking through my list here, pretty hard because I didn't play Persona 4 until later on. That's a great game. Kid Icarus Uprising and Xenoblade Chronicles are also like fucking phenomenal. But for my game of the year that year, I would have to say Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And that's
Really?
because yeah, I was that was mainly for zombies too, because like I borrowed like a couple of mainly Call of Duty Black Ops 1 when I had my PS3 at first. And so I played zombies a lot in that game. And then when Black Ops 2 came out, like I got that for Christmas, but like I played it a little bit earlier, and I bought the season pass with like Christmas money and shit like that. And that game has introduced me to some friends on PlayStation that I still am friends with today. And we would play through Black Ops 2 and do all the Easter eggs in the zombies mode. And I would like, it's the only Call of Duty game that I've prestiged in multiplayer in, because I am dog garbage in Call of Duty. And like just that one game is my favorite Call of Duty game of all time, basically. And everything afterwards really hasn't hit for me since. And like I just not a Call of Duty fan no more. What's up, Steven?
Thinking holistically, why not Persona 4?
See, and this is tough, yeah, because like I fucking love Persona 4, and I didn't play it till like fucking 2019, like everything other was. But like I just had to give it to Black Ops because like those friends I like I said, I'm still friends with to this day on PlayStation, and like even though I don't really play as much with them anymore. Every time I hop on, like they're the first group of friends. I'm like, hey guys, what are we playing? And so it's mainly like the friend factor of it, of course. But PS3 back in the day was different because there was no party chat, so you would have to have the game chat going on, and like you would meet a whole bunch of people.
No party chat. Boo.
Yeah, there was no party chat on PS3 at all.
I never had need for it. My single player ass.
Yeah, but like it was crazy because like you would have the headset on and you would hear everybody. There was no way. Well, you can mute them obviously, but like
sounds horrible.
You were it was probably pretty bad. But like
it was bad.
and like when you wanted to be like, hey, if you're like not in a game, you had to go through the PlayStation menu, send them a text message. There's no like voice message like Xbox had. And be like, yo guys, what we playing? And like if someone disconnected, you would know if they disconnected because they weren't talking. So like, hey man, you there? No, they disconnected.
Super convenient.
It was especially hard when GTA Online came out and we're like, hey guys, what are we doing? And like, you know how the lobby system in GTA is, where like if you're going to a different lobby, you don't know what the fuck is going on. So yeah. it was a time. It was basically like PS3 was like basically like the original Xbox Live, basically.
Yeah,
but there's that. But shout out to the games I have on those lists. Like obviously Persona 4 Golden's great, Xenoblade Chronicles, Kid Icarus Uprising is like one of my favorite 3DS games, so there's all that. How about you, Gaff? You're next.
Persona 4 Golden. Yeah, hey. I played PC port. Fucking amazing, heart wrenching. Best group of friends I've ever had. Well, one of them.
God, I was gonna say, oh no. Poor Gaff.
Shout out to Halo 4.
Bro, my entire classroom will fucking talk nonstop about Halo 4. And as someone without an Xbox that year, I was like, Call of Duty, man. Fuck off Halo. Because that was all I could play on PS3. So I was like, yeah man.
You fucking Xboxers.
Xbot.
But I did play a lot of Black Ops 2 as well. It was a really good COD. It was the last one I bought before I took like a long hiatus from COD. That's my game of the year.
All right. 2013. This is where we get into some bullshit with Metacritic. I'll just say that now. But GTA 5, the original release of GTA 5 was the highest scored game on Metacritic in 2013. IGN's Game of the Year was Last of Us. Game Informer's Game of the Year was The Last of Us. And GameSpot's Game of the Year was Link Between Worlds.
Ooh.
This is an interesting year because it's the last year of the PS3 and 360, technically.
Yes.
Yeah. Transition year.
It is the transition year of transition years. But yeah, I'll go through real quick. GTA 5, Last of Us, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds. Tomb Raider, Saints Row 4, Metro Last Light, which I think is the first Metro game.
No,
Or is it the second one?
2033 was the.
Yeah. So Metro Last Light's the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty Ghosts. Fucking Beyond Two Souls. What a garbage game that is.
Boo again.
BioShock Infinite.
Great game.
Wow.
The first game from Josef Fares's Hazelight Studio, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Oh my god.
What a great game that is.
Yeah.
The Arkham spin-off, Arkham Origins. Quite a few pretty good games. This 2013 was. And I think a lot of that is because it was at the end of the console. So people were taking full advantage. And some of these games are even cross-gen, so.
Yeah.
2013 was like what a send-off year, basically.
Yeah.
They're really squeezing like the old consoles, like squeezing every last bit of juice in them as they could.
Yeah. I guess I'll just start again. There was a lot. There wasn't much to think about here for me. This was probably one of the easier years. As much as I love Assassin's Creed 4 and I like love The Last of Us. But GTA 5 is not like anything that I ever have liked. So whatever. I do want to shout out Tomb Raider. I love the Tomb Raider reboots. But I went with BioShock Infinite. That game is just so mind bending. It's my favorite BioShock game. And then the DLC on top of it is so good. Yeah, man, just a step up with the level design is still consistently good, like the first two BioShock games. And then the gameplay is just so much, flows so much better. And yeah, it's just one of those games that makes you think, a lot. Yep. So,
can I go next real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta do something real quick after this, but
yeah, go ahead.
So 2013 for me. So one, the consoles were going out with the bang, but the 3DS was fucking hitting its stride. Fucking Fire Emblem Awakening, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Animal Crossing New Leaf, fucking Pokemon X and Y. Like holy shit, the 3DS had that shit. Also I have here fucking let me see here, GTA 5 as well, The Last of Us. Battlefield 4, which I personally like. I know that game had issues at launch, but that was a game I picked up at launch for PS4, and I liked that a lot.
Yeah, I feel like I hear a lot of people say that's their favorite Battlefield. I might be wrong. Okay.
It's mine, yeah.
I've never
Assassin's Creed, yeah, Assassin's Creed 4, like you said. And then also the Kingdom Hearts remakes on PS3, the first one released there. So
I'm glad Eric's here to just breed it in all these Japanese.
How's Kingdom Hearts? How is it coming into every single fucking
re-releases get weird, man.
27 games.
Like Steven said earlier in the episode, re-releases get weird.
Yep.
And then Final Fantasy 14 or Realm Reborn launched in 2013.
Ooh.
But I didn't play it till the next year, so there's that. But I just want to point out, I pre-ordered the PS4 for day one, and I didn't trade my PS3 in until the months before because I was like, nah, I gotta experience all these fucking games first. Last of Us, I had the experience, and what a fucking banger of a game to send out the PS3 with. Is all I'm saying. That game was fucking ridiculous. And then like the last game I played on my PS3, I'm pretty sure, was the Kingdom Hearts collection. Because I was like, there's no fucking way I'm skipping this shit. Because I have not played the fucking first game in years. I was like, I'm getting this shit. But my game of the year that year, so that's kind of tough because I don't know how we're gonna consider re-releases. I don't know how I'm gonna consider stuff like Final Fantasy because I didn't play it until like the year afterwards.
Just holistically, dude. I think
Whatever
we mentioned
year it
before.
came out in,
Yeah.
is that the one? That's
So
the
if we're
one
going
that
off that, I would have to say Final Fantasy 14. Just consider, like, I'm not gonna tell the story again. You guys know how much like I love that game, so I'm never gonna say that. But like, if I had to say something I played in that year, I would still say Kingdom Hearts. 'Cause I'm the biggest fucking fanboy.
Oh my god! It's
It's a re-release.
Hey man,
Yeah.
it was the fucking. I just fucking remember like them being like people were like saying, "Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is coming on PS3," and we're like here like fucking. We're like here fucking the end of the PS3 era. We're like, where the fuck is Kingdom Hearts 3?
Mhm.
And then they had the fucking remaster, so I was like, I'll just fucking play it there. Well, okay, whatever. But yeah, I'll be back real quick. Go on, guys. Next, who's next?
Go with Gaff next.
Okay, I'll go. I forgot to mention for 2012, Nintendo Land for the Wii U. Everyone slept on it because not enough people owned a Wii U, but it was the most innovative use of that gamepad that they ever did.
Wow, that's saying a lot,
Okay,
probably,
did
huh?
you
I've heard a lot about the gamepad, how much people love it.
did you play the Wonderful 101, Gaff?
No.
I think that probably had the best one use of it. But yeah.
Ooh, dissenting opinion.
Yeah, for the Wii U. Who would have thought?
On the fucking gamepad Wii U. Wow.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, so then moving on to 2013, Tomb Raider, like you said. Great third person action game. Just 'cause you're trekking across this whole island, and you're cracking up all these boxes, getting materials so you can make stuff, and they made Lara Croft into like an actual human being, an actual character that you can sympathize with and cheer for. And she's vulnerable because she gets hurt a lot, and she's like, she kills a man for the first time, and she's struggling because yeah, she's just this like archaeologist that gets like flung into this like extreme situation. And then the ending of that game goes nuts because you're fighting like these gods and spirits and monsters. And they give you the dual wielding pistols at the end, which is like Lara Croft's like her thing. So that was a pretty remarkable game. That's my 2013. Otherwise, I didn't have a lot else for 2013.
Have you played Black Flag?
Oh yeah, sorry, I did play Black Flag too.
Oh,
but yeah,
because that's what I would have guessed is because I know that you like Assassin's Creed, so but yeah, because Black Flag is like, man, what a game.
Yeah, awesome too, awesome.
But yeah, Tomb Raider is a damn good one as well.
This one was really hard for me. This is actually one of the harder years for me because like you said, Tomb Raider was just such a game changer for that franchise. They did so well with it. I think Black Flag is still probably top, if not second, of my favorite Assassin's Creed.
I just joined them, but I agree.
Just the fucking sea shanties, like, were so good, and like chasing those down, like, I don't know, man.
And the ship combat is so good.
It was so good in there. Like, I could play that for hours. And the legendary ships, first of all, fuck those, but they were awesome to go after.
They're so hard.
I got the platinum in that game on PS4. Like, it was like the first game. Like, I did
too. I can't remember if I did or not.
Same.
I played that multiplayer so much. I might be like the one who likes it, but like, there we go.
It was pretty good.
Crazy that the ship combat sucks in the new games.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that, man. Like, why not just take the same damn mechanics and I don't know.
Because you have cannons, you know?
Yeah, I guess. But
they're trying to make Skull and Bones. They're saving all the good ship tech for that game.
Oh yeah,
if that ever comes out, dude. I don't know. I mean, I'll play that game like hell if it comes out and it's great. Like, I really like the fantasy of that. But aside from that, you know, it was that and A Link Between Worlds that really, really straddled the line for me on this year. I'm a huge Zelda nerd. Like, so I had to give the edge to A Link Between Worlds. I played that game 7 times in a row. Like,
Jesus.
I really liked that game, dude. It was like a spiritual successor to A Link to the Past, which is my previous favorite Zelda before that. So, yeah, if you haven't played that game, Link Between Worlds somehow, but by now, you really should. I think you're missing out. So,
What console is that available on?
3DS.
The 3DS.
Which,
Well, I'm never playing it again. So.
this is what I wanted to see for the 30th
Sucks.
anniversary of Zelda, which they didn't do shit for. And I was very mad.
Yeah.
Just a re-release of them on the Switch, of the 3DS games and the ones that are hard to get, just on the Switch as a collection, like Mario did. Anyways, yeah.
Real quick, just speaking on the missed potential for the Zelda anniversary. Like, do you remember like a couple years ago how they had the Four Swords Adventure anniversary thing on the 3DS?
Yeah.
They fucking missed out on putting the GameCube version on like the Wii U or something. And then you can do the exact same thing, like the GameCube, like how you link the Game Boy to the GameCube. They could have done the fucking link the DS to the Wii U and do the same thing, and they never fucking followed up on that shit.
Nope. There was a lot of missed opportunities with that. But yeah, 2013 for me was A Link Between Worlds. Very close with that and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. My 2 favorites for that year, but Link Between Worlds. Who do we have left? You said you're 2013, right?
That was it. That was it for 2013. Did any of y'all play BioShock Infinite?
Yes,
man.
the only one I've actually ever played. Only BioShock I've ever played.
I didn't play very much of it, and I'm thinking of picking up the collection because it's on sale for $10 on Xbox. So
BioShock 1 is a classic. Very good.
Kid me thought that BioShock was a horror series, and I was like, nope, not playing that.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
It's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's a little scary.
I mean, just seeing Big Daddy in the box, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
I remember like
the atmosphere of the first game is pretty creepy.
Staring into a mirror in one of them, and then like mist comes up as you're pressing a button, and you turn around and it's one of those wet nurses, and you're like, holy fuck! And like, yeah, it was. Yeah, anyways, 2014 though.
Scary. Yeah, 2014 was hard for me. But
really? This one was hard for
I'll
you?
say that off the bat. 2014 Metacritic highest score was once again GTA 5 because it released on the fucking PS4 and the next gen, the new gen at the time. IGN's Game of the Year was Dragon Age Inquisition. Game Informer's Game of the Year was also Dragon Age Inquisition, and GameSpot Game of the Year was Shadow of Mordor. And those 2 games are the ones that I just kept going back and forth on. Back and forth, all the way up to last night. I was like, oh my, I have to make a fucking decision on this. Before I say what I landed on, also that year was Far Cry 4.
Good game.
Dark Souls 2. Mario Kart 8. South Park, The Stick of Truth.
Oh,
that
really?
was a fun game. That was a fun game.
Wow.
The Wolfenstein, The New Order, and I know I just said all that about Shadow War and Dragon Age Inquisition. This is a close third as well, but I was able to eliminate that one just because it is a really good game. I just like the other 2 more. What else came out that year? Oh, that was the launch of the Master Chief Collection, it looks like.
That launch.
The original, the first Divinity, Original Sin.
Great game.
The Evil Within.
I just remember this being like a bad year for PS4, to be honest, because that whole first year of the PS4 was not great.
It was dry.
Yeah.
Resogun was my favorite.
Yeah, this was my first year of having a PS4. I saved up a few. I didn't get it right at launch, but I got it like probably 5 months, 6 months after launch.
You didn't miss much at launch.
I saved up a bunch of tips from the place I still work. Alekos.
Oh wow.
And
long time.
yeah, and I walked into GameStop with a fucking paper bag full of $1 bills. I bought a PS4.
Oh my god.
And that is not a joke. That is literally what I did.
That's fantastic. Imagine that employee is just like, this motherfucker.
So you're making all the wrong financial decisions if you gotta pay me $1 bills.
Anyway, back to Shadow War and Dragon Age Inquisition. I love both these games. Obviously, I'm a huge BioWare fan in general. Huge Dragon Age fan. I'm actually playing through. I know we said we weren't going to do what we're playing right now, but I am currently playing through Dragon Age Origins, and I am hooked once again into that world. But I think Dragon Age Origins is my favorite of the story wise, but Dragon Age Inquisition from a gameplay perspective is really fucking good. I do like the gameplay, and I do like a lot of the story and the character stuff, but I had to land on Middle-earth Shadow of War for this year because goddamn, the Nemesis system was genius. I never got into the sequel very much, but this one I played the shit out of. And the story was pretty interesting. It didn't really go anywhere in the end, but I just really liked going around hunting orc and having them come back and try to kill me. And man, yeah, what a good time. What a good time. And you know, they literally just stole the Arkham combat, which is fine because the Arkham combat's amazing.
But they refined it though in a way that made sense for it. I think.
I mean, they had to like change it up just because you have like the supernatural abilities and
the
shit
interrogation mechanic where it's just so visceral. You just grab the freaking orc by the face.
Yeah, that stuff. What a great game. Toss it off to Steven.
Yeah, I'm gonna dovetail off that one. I had the same internal struggle that you had between all three games, really. The Wolfenstein game, which New Colossus is much better than the first one. But this one definitely was like, wow, a fucking Wolfenstein game that I give two shits about the character. I think I don't know. I don't know. This one was so hard, and even right now I'm like debating between the two of them. But I think I'm gonna give the edge to Dragon Age Inquisition. Just for like, this was my actual introduction to Dragon Age. This was when because I didn't play the other ones before this, but then I went back and played them subsequently. I hated 2, but whatever. A lot of people don't really like 2, and do you like 2, Sam?
I like 2. It's got the best story.
Fine. I think it was fine. I think maybe just the gameplay I bounced off of pretty hard, but yeah, I think Inquisition takes it just for the interpersonal character moments. I think that I really liked doing. Like, I really gave two shits about what happened with all of the characters in my party. The one thing I don't know, one thing that kind of took it back a little for me was like, I feel like you're pigeonholed into a lot of the classes sometimes for that one. Like there wasn't too much difference between a lot of the melee builds, I don't think, but I think they only had like 1 or 2, right? Like you could do this one thing, or you could do sword and board, basically. I don't know. I just think it had less choice there, but I do think I like the story a lot in that game. Yeah, it's gonna be Dragon Age Inquisition just because I remember that more fondly than Shadow of Mordor. Because I think going through and I think about the whole game, I started to get a little tired and fatigued of like the orc loop. At a certain point, I'm like, okay, well, I fought basically 2B of you, like this is version 2B of like this orc, and he kind of sounds exactly the same as the other orc, which are all English for some reason. But yeah, I think that the latter half of that game kind of drug on for me. But Dragon Age Inquisition, the ending of that game made me want more of that game and to see what happened after. So I think yeah, that's what took the edge from me there.
Well, we're still waiting.
Yeah, we really are
like,
still waiting.
3 more years, just like all my other favorite fucking video game franchises.
Are they continuing the story, or are they just scrapping it?
Fuck yeah, they are.
Fuck, dude, that's exciting.
They teased the Dreadwolf. Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna kick it to Eric.
Yeah, let's see what Japanese games he has.
2014 was a fucking slow ass year for me who only had a PS4.
Inquisition was good.
Well, I didn't pick that up.
Oof.
Did any Kingdom Hearts like games or
Kingdom Hearts
reboots come out?
2.5 came out on the
Jesus
PS3,
Christ.
which I didn't have,
Oh,
and I was
fuck.
jealous because it had Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, which is the first time I came to America, and I was like, "Fuck," because
Was
Final
it
Mix
like-
adds so much content, man. But
Is
that's
there
not
some
so I couldn't
Persona
play.
game or?
Nah. So what I have listed here, like a couple, is Infamous Second Son, which I had fun with, but like I wouldn't say like a standout title, to be honest. Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 HD remaster. I didn't play that till like a couple years later on, but like Final Fantasy 10 is a great game. I love that game. The first Titanfall apparently released this year, which is pretty cool. Woo!
Oh yeah.
Did some great things for shooters.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart 8, Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but the one pick I have here is Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 3DS.
Oh God.
Because
no, I'm salty about this one. All right, the 3DS
why?
got the better version of the fucking game than the Wii U, and I invested in the Wii U, and I'm like, I don't want this lesser version on the handheld, but it was better.
So,
and I
Steven,
was, yeah.
let me tell you this story there. So I remember that. I think it was. I can't remember exactly when it was. I think it was like September or something like. Or no, it was like early school year that started up. They put out the demo. If you had Club Nintendo, they gave you demo codes for the demo of 3DS. And like I didn't get one, so I was searching through fucking Reddit to be like, "Yo, anyone got extra codes?" Because they gave you like 3 codes or whatever. So I was like, "Yo, did anyone get a code?" Because I didn't get a code. I was like, "Come on, I want a code," and I got one. And my fucking friends at school, we would play that demo for so fucking long, even though it was like 4 characters and like 2-minute battles. We would just constantly play that over and over again. And then when the fucking actual game came out, that just changed fucking school for like that entire year because. At lunchtime, we would just play fucking Smash. Any free time during classes would be fucking Smash.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking like December, like I don't know if you guys ever had this in your school, like the last day of school before Christmas, they'll do like a festival or whatever in the school, so you can like do whatever you want or whatever. We would just sit in one class and play fucking Smash Brothers the entire fucking day. It was fucking great.
Mine was typically at the end of the school year, like the last 1 or 2 days was just
Yeah,
like,
we had that as well.
yeah. Yeah, before the break, we'd have maybe like, if you have your core classes, those would usually still happen. But like, basically any of the other electives or things like that, we're like, all right, just fuck off for a while. Let's all do what we want.
Yeah, and this is like I guess the time I got into competitive Smash Brothers for a little while. It was on the 3DS though, but so like, it was kind of hard. But man, that was so much fun. But then stupid old me here saw Smash Wii U came out, and I was like, hey, maybe I should trade in my 3DS to get a Wii U.
Oh no.
And that's what I did. I bought like a fucking Skylanders basic white Wii U bundle because it's like cheaper at my local GameStop. So I did that and I bought Smash Wii U. And while it was great, never really hit the same as playing Smash anytime you want on this 3DS.
Yep.
So then that fucking same like couple months afterwards, I fucking bought a 2DS, an extra 2DS, and like fucking bought Smash again, and it was just so fucking great, man. I don't know. Like just me during that time with no job and like just trading, like GameStop was basically the way I would get new games. Like I would trade in games and like get credit towards shit is how I would do stuff. And like looking back at it now, it's like not worth it anymore.
No.
Like I don't go to GameStop as much anymore. Actually, I don't go to GameStop at all anymore. But like, yeah, just Smash 3DS I think is the better version, like you said, Steven. Just like playing anywhere you want.
They had
Anytime
more
you want.
characters, I think, and more levels.
It was the same roster, but different stages for across both games.
It was stages, and they had the better stages that I wanted, and I was super invested in the Wii U, and I was like, man, what a waste, you know.
Yeah, but like that's kind of how I have that Smash soundtrack, because they're like, oh, if you register both the Wii U and 3DS version, you get a soundtrack, and I was like, oh, I want that. And so I did that. But
So your 2014 was Smash for 3DS then.
yeah.
Huh.
Just so
Gaff.
much good times with that game.
Well, I like
now-
2014.
I like Smash for the Wii U, but I was gonna give it to Mario Kart 8. The last Mario Kart I played was Mario Kart on the Wii, and that's fun. Like everyone and their mother played it, but Mario Kart 8 was such like a step up in presentation and game mechanics.
The gravity thing,
Because-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw that gravity thing, I was like, they're copying fucking Sonic Riders Zero Gravity because they did the same shit. Was like no gravity shit, and I was like, what the fuck, man?
And
Obviously, Mario Kart did it better.
And the eventual DLC that game would get with the Animal Crossing track and the Legend of Zelda track was really, really good. Mario Kart 8, so what a fun package. I play it, invite my friends over to play it, 4-player split screen. Really, really good. Good job, Nintendo.
Don't forget about the Mercedes DLC.
Right.
That was fucking weird.
I'm sorry, I had to get that. Was just so weird. Yeah, 2015.
Right. 2015. In 2015, for the third year in a row, GTA 5 is the highest scored game on Metacritic because it released on PC.
Oh, PC. I was gonna say, what the fuck did it release on?
Some bullshit, dude.
Yo, I want to see the part of the problem because I fucking bought. I didn't buy it on PS3. But I bought it on PS4 and fucking PC.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it on PS5.
IGN's Game of the Year was IGN, Game Informer, and GameSpot's Game of the Year was Witcher 3, and Sam's Game of the Year is Witcher 3 because as much as I love the other games that came out that year, which are Batman Arkham Knight, my favorite Batman game, probably my favorite superhero game, Rise of the Tomb Raider, my favorite of the new Tomb Raiders, Halo 5 Guardians. As you all know, I'm a huge Halo 5 fan.
Oh yeah.
That is sarcasm. I've never played that game. Probably never will. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, one of my favorite. Dude, that was one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, and the last of the fucking normal formula before they just turned into The Witcher 3, but terrible versions of The Witcher 3. When you compare them to The Witcher 3. Yeah. Pillars of Eternity came out that year. Everybody's favorite shooter, Star Wars Battlefront, came out that year, the reboot.
Such a disappointment.
Mad Max, Ori and the Blind Forest. Fuck, Life is Strange. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because The Witcher 3 came out that year. And god damn. Oh, MGS5. I forgot about that. Fallout 4. And Bloodborne. What? I guess I missed like some of the big
God damn.
Rocket League.
God damn.
So shout out to Rocket League.
Absolutely insane year.
This the next 2011 then, right? Like, oh my god.
Honestly, yeah.
Then you guys are gonna be disappointed in my list.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
That's why I have here fucking Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on the 3DS. Fucking Final Fantasy Type 0 HD.
Oh my god.
No. So that's a fun fact. Final Fantasy 14 was like my first mainline Final Fantasy, and the next game I went to was fucking Final Fantasy Type 0.
Jesus.
And
dude.
that game came with the fucking Final Fantasy 15 demo. So I was like, hey, I want to try that out. Looking back on it, Type 0 is not that great.
Nope.
But so Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So this was also the year that 1, I graduated high school, and 2, got my Xbox One for the first time. Picked up Master Chief Collection and Halo 5 for that, so shout out to that. Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I was so hyped for, then never picked it up because I got rid of my Wii U like before it came out. So I like the Wii U I was like, I only got it for like Smash Brothers, and I never picked up anything else afterwards. So I was like,
you and everyone else.
And I only had the gamepad, so I never got a Pro controller, never got the GameCube controller adapter, and I was like, I'm getting rid of this thing.
Yeah, Pikmin 3 was great. It lived and died on that platform.
Yeah. I bought the fucking Metroid Prime trilogy, but I couldn't play because I didn't have a fucking Wii remote.
Oh. No.
So, well then that, and I had the fucking 8 gigabyte Wii U, and it couldn't fit on that shit.
Nope. Go for the 32, bro.
I bought a hard drive, and that hard drive got corrupted, so I couldn't fucking store it, and I was fucking pissed. I was like, I'm getting rid of this shit. But anyways, Bloodborne, I think I mentioned Call of Duty Black Ops 3 already, but then I bought an Alienware Alpha. Do you know that little PC thing? Because I was like, oh, my first PC. Then I bought fucking Final Fantasy 14 Heaven's Ward, the fucking first major expansion. So I'm gonna be honest, 2015 I can't really remember much, so I just put Heaven's Ward in my game of the year.
Jesus Christ.
So there's that.
That's fine.
I really can't remember. Like if I go back to these years, I like can't remember shit, to be honest.
Mm. I'm just gonna do it real quick. Mine was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I've spoken about how I feel about Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I really liked Batman. I really liked Syndicate, but Witcher 3 Wild Hunt dominated my life. So.
Yeah, but yeah, I just want to elaborate a little more. So like 2014, I guess I was mostly playing 14 because they would do the occasional updates and whatever. So me and a friend will just like do raids together and shit. And so like I guess Heaven's Word was like a pretty big deal because it was like an expansion for like this for basically our first MMO, because I never played any MMO before this game. And so just like going into Heaven's Ward, seeing all like the improvements they did, like bigger like open world areas, flying and shit like that was pretty cool. So there's that.
For me, Arkham Knight. You're right. It's one of the best superhero games out there. It pays such respect to the mythology of Batman. You got the entire Bat family in there.
Did you play the DLC, Gav?
No, I didn't. It would have been cool to play as Red Hood or Batgirl.
There was some cool stuff.
You got Bruce Wayne, like struggling with the death of the Joker, because obviously everyone knows those two characters are so intertwined. And he's like the character, the Arkham Knight. I don't understand why everyone like shits on that character so much, because the fact that the twist isn't like super like clever. Who cares? Like I don't care if
it was still good storytelling.
I don't care if yeah, you're right. I don't care if it's a reskinned Red Hood. I like the story of the Red Hood. So yeah, tell me it.
Exactly.
And the ending of that game is really, really cool with the decision that Bruce Wayne makes. And if you were a crazy person, got all the Riddler trophies, then you got the true ending.
Oh God. Can we talk about those stupid races? Fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
I wish I could forget those, to be honest.
So ridiculous.
And as much as that, everyone shits on the Batmobile as well. I don't mind it. Okay, the tank stealth missions were fucking dumb.
Oh God, those are dumb.
But I like driving around. It makes like you can either use the grappling hook and zoom around the city in the air, or you can drive on the ground in a sick ass car.
I'll say this:
no matter what you win.
As much as people like shit on the Batmobile parts of that, as a vehicle, the Batmobile was fucking cool. And the speed you felt and inertia you felt when you catapulted out of that fucking thing after you upgraded it, dude, just fucking great. Dude. Like I want some of my best like gameplay moments for that year. But yeah, you were Batman basically at that point. Yeah, that's just how I feel about the Batmobile.
And that trilogy, just in general, they went for an aesthetic and they fucking stick to it, and just kept getting better with it, and it's just so good.
It still looks fucking good, by the way. Like
it looks so good.
Yeah, it's like insane how good that game still looks.
It's constantly raining, and like, the lighting with the rain, it looks great.
Even Arkham Asylum still looks great.
It doesn't look bad at all.
It is. Yeah, what a little 3 trilogy of games.
But what a year, dude. What a fucking year 2015 was.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how many. So even if you didn't love Fallout 4, still a good game.
2016.
2016. This year, Metacritic finally said we're not doing GTA anymore. Mostly because there was not a new version of GTA 5 that came out this year. So Metacritic's highest score game was Uncharted 4. And then IGN, Game Informer, and GameSpot all agreed that Overwatch was the game of the year. So yeah, obviously the Overwatch was a huge. People fucking loved this game when it came out.
Yeah, man.
People would not stop talking about it. I remember people going crazy over it. I've never played it, probably never will.
What? Oh, wow.
Not my type of game. Other games that came out this year were Dark Souls 3, The Witness, Dishonored 2, the sequel to my 2012 game of the year.
Mhm.
Uncharted 4, I already said that. Inside, Titanfall
Ooh.
2, the first of the next Gears of War trilogy, Gears of War 4, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Final Fantasy 15.
Wasn't there a new Battlefield this year too?
Was it one?
Isn't that what killed Titanfall?
There might have been question mark.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 and Battlefield released like
Oh, this
A week apart.
this might have been the year that Battlefield 1 came out. Yes, I believe. Yeah, Battlefield 1. Yeah.
Titanfall
Great
2.
ass game.
Titanfall
Forza
2.
Horizon 3.
God,
Ooh, oh,
Stardew Valley.
oh,
Civ 6. The Last Guardian.
Oh,
No Man's Sky.
dang.
oh. It was that year.
Crazy year. Firewatch. I don't know if I said that.
Mhm.
Okay. What's your pick?
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Blood and
Blood and
Oh
Wine.
shit. Oh shit.
Which
right.
one? Which one? RPG of the
Okay.
year from IGN, which was funny
Yeah.
because it's a DLC.
It was good.
It's a really fucking good DLC, but we'll start with somebody else besides me this time. We'll start with Gaff on this one.
Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Shit! All right.
That was a fucking great like summer that year.
That was the most magical one of the most magical summers I can possibly
the only
imagine.
Pokemon game I've ever played. Probably ever will play.
Oh my god.
I played it a lot.
Yeah, I was in summer school when this came out. I was doing my English credit in the summer. So I was with a bunch of kids like every day for a while. And yeah, one day it just came out, and that's what anyone in the world that's all they wanted to talk about. I would go out, just like walk around my neighborhood like a hoodlum, and there'd be like this strangers like way down the street, and they're just like constantly staring at their phone. You just knew it. You just knew it. They were also playing.
You
the
would
game.
go up and you would talk to those people though, because it was just a thing. You're just like, all right, well, what's going on? What are you catching? What do you need? Like,
Yeah. You see that Dratini somewhere here? You better go catch it. Or I would go to Main Street and it'd be packed, like shoulder to shoulder with people. All like even at night, kids and adults just playing Pokemon. That was also the time when like before Niantic like really cracked down on cheating, like people would make Pokemon trackers so you could like find out where Pokemon were and how long they'd be up before they despawn, and so that's how I got like a bunch of cool Pokemon, and then those got shut down. But Pokemon Go is still making a ton of money today. It's popular, not as popular obviously, but they struck lightning with that game. It's unbelievable.
What a moment in
That's
time.
Yeah, that's my 2016 pick.
Steven, go ahead with your 2016, sorry.
2016. I only had 2 games I wrestled with. This one was fairly easy, but Dishonored 2 and Overwatch. Dishonored 2 is a fucking work of art, I think. That was my first entry into Dishonored, and I played the first Dishonored. Still like Dishonored 2, but yeah. I'm gonna have to give the edge to Overwatch though. That was just everything me and my friends were talking about for honestly like 2 years following that. Like,
wow,
I had a crew that we would just play every night, every fucking night. We'd play ranked, we'd play fucking the weird playlists, we'd play. I don't know. Like, I really look fondly on the memories from Overwatch that I have. We all fell off of it eventually because we just kind of got bored, and all of us had kids and things like that, and so.
And like, thing with Overwatch, like the lore in that game is also really really cool, and because they put the shorts too,
Yep,
which are animated by Blur, one of the greatest studios of all time, and yeah, the universe of Overwatch was just so fun to be in because it was superheroes. Everyone was a superhero.
And every time an event would come out, man, we were there. We were there grinding to get the currency, or we were shelling out money for packs to get the skins we wanted because they did so great on the cosmetics for that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the game died.
Yep. And then, turns out they had some fucking problems in Blizzard, so.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Jeff Kaplan.
Yep.
I think that's his name.
Well, he's not dead.
I know.
No, but he made
Jesus.
the wise decision to fucking skedaddle before that.
He's like, yo, I'm out of here.
He jumped ship before it really started sinking.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's move on to Eric. I have a feeling I know what he's gonna say.
What is it? What is it? Humor me.
Persona 5.
There was a Final Fantasy. Or wait,
Okay.
What?
No, never mind. Sorry.
There's a
Persona
Final
released in
Fantasy game
2017.
that came out. There was a Final Fantasy game that came out this year, so I'm just gonna guess that. But maybe you have some weird, like, obscure
Well,
3DS game that
let
came
me
out.
put it on my list. So obviously Final Fantasy 15, Pokemon Sun and Moon, because actually
Oh yeah.
that was a pretty good Pokemon game. Looking back on it, because
The internet hates it. I don't know why.
I liked it.
It's a good game.
It is a little slow to start. I will give it that.
The story
But,
I cared about. So
Yeah, I like the story. Like, me and a couple friends got that game on 3DS, and like it was like the year before that. I just want to say we played Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire because like I convinced my friends to get a 3DS and whatever. And so like we were kind of big on Pokemon that like those 2 years, and then we all got Pokemon Sun and Moon. I liked the story of that game. I liked how it wasn't gym battles. It was like totally different. Like
The totem.
the totems, yeah. It felt like a different Pokemon game, and I'm glad like I played it. Well, like looking back on it, I don't really think I'll go back and play it because I feel like this is like when they started, sorry, when Pokemon X and Y came out, I kind of feel like this is when they started like not being as great as the older games because the transition to 3D didn't really help them out, to be honest. Because Sun and Moon specifically, like there's like not really a lot of exploration. Like a lot of the routes are just like straightforward. And while I did like how the different region and stuff, and like how it wasn't just gym battles, I feel like after you completed the game, there was like really not much left to do, to be honest. So there was that. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate on 3DS as well. Uncharted 4 we mentioned. Overwatch I picked up on a whim. I didn't play the beta. I just saw how hyped everyone was about it, and I looked up some streams, and I bought it like the day it came out. So I was like, I'm taking a chance on this game, and thankfully it was a good chance because I got all my friends to pick it up as well. Ratchet and Clank remake on the PS4, and then Dark Souls 3 as well. My friend was like a huge Dark Souls fan after he played Bloodborne, so he picked that up as well.
Forgot that came out that year. Oh man.
Yeah. So there's all that stuff, but my pick is Uncharted 4. Cause that I fucking love that game so much. Like, I go back and forth on which I think is better between Uncharted 2 and 3, but Uncharted 4 I think is the best out of the whole franchise. And I love how it wraps up Drake's story and shit like that. And so I fucking love that game. I didn't play Lost Legacy, but I'm definitely picking up that $10 upgrade on the PS5 because I'll get Lost Legacy for it. So I'm picking that shit up for sure. So yeah, Uncharted 4.
Came out of nowhere. Jeez.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fucking, I love Uncharted. Fucking Uncharted is great, man.
So Dishonored 2 came out this year. Wow, what a game. Steven said, he likes it better than the first one. I don't think I like it better than the first one. I think there's some really good level design, like in a couple specific levels.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole thing, the level design's good. But I like the story of the first one better. I think it's just more like
it's like Corvo's redemption story, pretty much. Like
yeah, and I think it's more like and there's a really good twist, and like Dishonored 2 is kind of straightforward when it comes to that. I love Dishonored 2, but fuck that. Uncharted 4 is the best Naughty Dog game.
Yeah.
It is.
That they've made. It's my favorite Naughty Dog game, hands down. I replayed it this year and I was like, man, this is so fucking good.
The set pieces, dude. Oh my god.
Gunplay feels like way better than I remember. Like when I played it the first time. The set pieces. It's fucking about pirates, which is just gonna get me every fucking time. And I feel like. I don't know why, but I feel like this Uncharted 4 gets like overlooked a lot. I don't understand it, and like people say that Lost Legacy's better, which I don't understand that either. But Lost Legacy's great. But yeah, Uncharted 4 is hands down like my favorite Sony exclusive. I fucking absolutely love it.
Nice.
Easily my game of the year 2016. This was the easiest year to pick.
That was my runner-up.
Beside, well, 2015 and 2016 were the two easiest years to pick.
Just real quick, the reason I didn't pick 15 is because like I liked it when it came out, but looking back on it, there's a lot of problems with that game.
It was incomplete at launch. They had to do DLC to finish the story and have it make sense, but yeah.
Even the development of that game is a crazy history behind it all.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that game did not live up to the hype I had for it.
Yeah. I do want to shout out Firewatch. That is a great game too. The ending's kind of stupid, but yeah, I did see that. That the other thing I wanted to bring up is on Game Pass, so play it. Inside's also great. I still need to finish that game.
Same.
I beat Limbo. I still need to finish Inside. I should go back and do that. But let's move on to probably one of the harder years.
The year of years.
Yep.
2017.
All because one company named Nintendo came out with a banger system.
2017 was the release of the Switch. Metacritic's highest. All right, all four of the Metacritic, IGN, Game Informer, and GameSpot all had Breath of the Wild at the top. Which Breath of the Wild is great. It's kind of shocking that with a year this insane that everybody, like all four of them, had it at the top. So other games that came out besides fucking Breath of the Wild, also Super Mario Odyssey, which was also near the top of everybody's list.
Fucking great.
Another Nintendo game. Horizon Zero Dawn, which I know a lot of people love. It is not my favorite by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to Sony exclusives. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Cuphead came out, Nier Automata came out.
Oh god, this year was so hard.
Prey came out, which is Arcane, so you know it's got to be good. Destiny 2 came out.
No.
Assassin's Creed Origins came out. The Wolfenstein New Colossus came out. The Uncharted Lost Legacy came out. Mario and Rabbids Kingdoms Battle came out. Sonic Mania, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Divinity Original Sin 2.
Fucking
South Park, The Fractured Butthole, The Evil Within 2, Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, which is maybe my favorite Dishonored. Well, yeah, I really love fucking Death of the Outsider. Hollow Knight, fucking Splatoon 2, Middle Earth, Shadow of War, like Fortnite, fucking Life is Strange Before the Storm, fucking so many games. Like absolutely insane this year.
But what's your favorite game of this year?
But I said all those games and I didn't say the one that is my game of the year. And this was so hard. And I actually went and replayed this game this past week to make sure that I wasn't just imagining how good the game was. And that is What Remains of Edith Finch. Holy shit.
Wow.
This is a perfect, like, 2.5 hours.
I'll agree.
I absolutely fucking love this game.
Forgot that came out that year.
Like, as someone who likes dabbling in creative writing every now and then, the way they are able to like tell you very, very short stories, so many different ways, and so many like different ways with gameplay and art style. It's just amazing. I teared up at the end a little bit actually, and I played. The first time I played this, I hadn't played Unfinished Swan. This time I played it, I had played Unfinished Swan, and it connected a little bit with one of the characters. And man, really fucking good game. And I could not believe at the end that I was like, yep, this is definitely above Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. But
damn,
yeah, that's my 2017 game of the year.
I'll go next. Super Mario Odyssey. That's my favorite. Level design, great. The hat mechanic is awesome. You just take over everything. All of it, take over the Goombas, the bullet bills, and obviously the T-Rex. I just saw in the trailer. New Donk City, what an amazing piece of work. Um, and at the end of it, we just have a celebration of Mario's history. Even going back to like
Donkey
play a little bit of
Kong.
like Donkey Kong, yeah. And Pauline, she's just singing her heart out with a song dedicated to Mario. My God, what a perfect ass game. Yeah, it could have been more difficult. It could have been
Yeah, but
maybe
the no
a
hat
bit.
challenges, come on,
Okay, fine.
they were
Fine.
fucking hard. Like the post game shit was hard. So yeah, like, and I think having it at that lower level of difficulty really skyrocketed it among people because it was just a joy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you continue. Sorry, I really love that game.
No, that's all I got. That's all the praise I have for Super Mario Odyssey. A great way to end off 2017.
Steven, will go to you next.
Okay. This was the hardest one on this list of years for me. I obviously What Remains of Edith Finch. I totally forgot this came out this year. That's one of my favorite games of all time. Like, like Sam did at the end of that when the credits were rolling, I was tearing up, man. Like, I was like, holy shit, what a fucking game. And yeah, sorry, we had some adjustments with cameras. If you're watching video, Eric kind of had some weird stuff. But we got graced with the Switch this year. And while I have a love-hate affair with the Joy-Cons, everything else about the Switch, after playing the Wii U and dealing with the bullshit from that and just the utter flop and like embarrassment, honestly, from Nintendo for the Wii U, we have this banger of the fucking thing, which I was very cautious about. Like, oh, I don't know, it's gonna be another fucking Wii U, maybe. No, everything just worked. It clicked in. So I played portable, I played TV, I did the whole commercial with the Karen, and we had a bunch of Switches at a party, and yeah. No rooftop.
You still only have 2 themes.
Yeah.
Only light and dark.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Never mind, they're still trapped in the past for some weird shit.
How have they not, like, at least introduced, like, red?
Right.
Like, you think they'd introduce fucking red?
We didn't have
their
Bluetooth
fucking
headset
color.
support. Can I just we didn't have Bluetooth headset support until like last year or something for the Switch.
Wait,
I don't think last year. I think it was like earlier this year.
Yeah, and then fucking, oh my god, yeah. Just to get to the point, between Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, I had I think possibly my best year in gaming. When it comes to, at the very least, Nintendo. There was not a better year I can think of. I at first was like, because I was really big into Zelda, and this one just was delayed a lot, and I don't know. But this was all I could think of. I would dream about playing Breath of the Wild after I played the fucking game. I would go...
God damn.
When I wasn't playing the game, and even when I was playing the game, I would be on video or voice chat with my best friend who was playing the game with me, and I'm like, dude, did you discover this? Have you went to Terrytown? Have you done these things? Like, just secret upon secret that I probably spent over 1,000 hours in that game. Well over. All things considered, like even the DLC, which I thought was fucking great. Not the Champions. The next one where they had like the shrines and
the Master Trials.
The Master Trials and the bike that you can get.
That's the Champions
motorcycle
or whatever.
Okay, well, I liked that whole thing.
That was Shadow dropped at E3 too, remember?
Yeah. And you just, I don't know. They layered so
Not
many.
E3, fucking... Sorry, I said E3. It was at the Game Awards. They Shadow dropped that DLC.
Yeah, everything was just perfect. I think maybe the only problem I had was weapon degradation, but at the end of the day, it got you to try new things. It got you to try new things in the game.
Yeah, and I liked weapon degradation.
And that was
game.
the spirit.
Like
Go ahead.
That's like the only game that I like weapon degradation in.
Well, and they did it the right way, I think. The weapons were plentiful enough that it didn't
Yep,
super matter.
exactly.
But when I got one that I really liked, I was like, damn, that kind of sucks, but whatever. And just Eventide Island like was one of the most crazy experiences I've had. They just take away everything that you've been working for and like, okay, good luck.
Survival.
Get off the island. Terrytown was beautiful with the wedding. Just a masterpiece in my opinion. But and Odyssey being the follow-up to that, I didn't even get to until the next year because I was still playing Breath of the Wild. I can't say much good things about it, but I wanted DLC for that game. I wanted DLC for Odyssey.
It's a crime.
It's a crime. Luigi, Toad, give me fucking. There's so many things they could have given me in that, but they didn't. And maybe they're saving it for the next game, which I hope we see soon. I'm honestly more excited to see what's happening with Odyssey sequel than I am Breath of the Wild sequel, because from all reports, seems that it's just gonna be kind of Breath of the Wild, like Majora's Mask to Ocarina of Time kind of thing, which is fine. But I hope they introduce enough to make it fresh. But I know with the next Mario Odyssey, they're gonna fucking bring some shit. So,
right.
Breath of the Wild.
All right,
though.
Eric, represent Persona 5. Is your one and only chance.
What a fucking year, man. Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, they finally brought the Kingdom Hearts collections to PS4, as well as having the 2.8 one as well. Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood, the second expansion, Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, Destiny 2, fucking Xenoblade Chronicles 2 right at the end of the year for that.
Oh my god.
And so originally, my game of the year was Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and that's only because I didn't play Persona 5 in 2017. But since I already fucking played it, it's got to be fucking Persona 5.
Thank you.
Yes.
Fucking finally.
I mean, like, come on. Like, that game is, like, basically my number one favorite game of all time. It can't not be my fucking the game of the year. Even though I didn't play it till 2019, so there's that.
Doesn't matter in this discussion.
Yeah. But yo, shout out to fucking Nier Automata, because that game was fucking great as well. Stormblood, I didn't enjoy as much as Heaven's Ward, but still fucking great.
Shout out to all these games. I mean, fucking Wolfenstein New Colossus got buried that year because
2017 in general,
all these other fucking games that came out.
I'm kind of scared for 2022 because I feel like it's might be another 2017, and I'm scared that I'm not gonna have time.
You won't.
All right, let's move on to 2018. Another pretty damn good year.
We had two Titans that year.
Yep. 2018, Metacritic's highest game was Red Dead 2. IGN and Game Informer gave their game of the year to God of War, and GameSpot gave their game of the year to Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
And those were the two Titans. They went head to head at the Game Awards as well. I didn't include the Game Awards on my list because the Game Awards didn't start to 2014, so they weren't there for the whole decade. So I'll start off by saying that I love God of War, but Red Dead 2 is just an absolute different experience. Like you are a cowboy.
You are.
Like, it just makes you a fucking cowboy. Like, everything in that game. I love hunting. I love fishing. I love robbing shit. I fucking love like running away on my horse. Just it can take a little bit to get into it, but once the game hooks you, it hooks you, and it just like you just fall into this world of the Wild West. And man, I didn't even touch half the game because half the game world is like New Mexico from once you get to the end of the game, you're like in New Mexico a little bit from the first one. But then there's a whole other area of the map I didn't even touch because I was so engrossed in like the new area. And man, what an absolute blast. And I didn't even talk about the narrative. The narrative's great as well. What easily, I think, maybe not easily, but definitely Red Dead 2 for 2018. Obviously Spider-Man also came out that year, and I do like Spider-Man. But...
Right.
and I'm sure you guys will hit on some other of these games. So I'll throw it to Eric.
So my list has obviously Spider-Man and God of War. I also have the Xenoblade 2 DLC Torna, which is pretty good. I have Smash Brothers. I have Monster Hunter World. I'm going to give it to Monster Hunter World, and that's because kind of like the similar way to Black Ops 2 I said earlier. I got me and a bunch of my friends to play the beta, and they enjoyed it so much they grabbed the full game, and we played through that game a whole lot. And we didn't get to the DLC, which I wish we did. And we tried to do it. Huh? What was that?
Iceborne, right?
Yeah, Iceborne. We tried to do that. But we tried to do that like last year on the PS5, and for some reason, I guess we didn't transfer over our save data from PS4, so we had to restart Monster Hunter World all over again, and we didn't get to the DLC, unfortunately. So there's that. But when we did play Monster Hunter World originally, holy shit, that was so much fun. I just remember like one specific funny ass moment. We were playing the final monster fight of Xenojiva or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's like this big ass monster that looks like a little bit like an alien kind of looking thing, and it's charging up this big ass laser. And we're with a party of 3. Me and one friend are running away, and then another friend, I forgot exactly what he said. He's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna die," and then the fucking monster blasts a laser at his way. It just says, "Fucking." This guy has fainted, and we're just fucking laughing at him because it was just so fucking funny that it just happened out of like not out of nowhere, but it was just like so fucking funny, like the timing, and it was just really funny. And obviously, like if you ever played Monster Hunter, you know how deep that can go, where you can build so many sets, you can hunt the same monster over and over again for hours on end, and it's not really that boring. Just like. And like just me like messing around with like a pure DPS build, a support build or whatever. And so there's that. I just fucking love that game. I wish that we got to the DLC to go through that, but like I don't want to start that game over again. I don't know why the fuck the PlayStation didn't transfer over our saves, but I don't know.
Smart delivery.
I put everything in the fucking cloud. I don't know why it wasn't there when I tried to back it up.
Let's move to Gaff.
This is a very close one between Forza Horizon 4 and Smash Bros.
Shout out to
Forza, my first Horizon game, and it was an amazing one. The 4 seasons like really add so much like variety every time you logged on, because like whether it be spring, summer, fall, winter, it's probably gonna like change up how you play the game. So much to do in that game, so much again encouragement and positive reinforcement, which only gets enhanced in Forza Horizon 5. And of course you have the Warthog run in the game. When Cortana or someone says that this cave is not a natural formation, I lost my shit. Like Xbox, they just got their collaboration going on, and it's lovely. But yes, I will give it to Smash Bros in the end, because that game is magical. It's just like we just had Spider-Man No Way Home, or we had Avengers Endgame. Like this Smash Bros is the most ambitious crossover ever, and it cannot be replicated, because the man behind this vision, like he is one in a million.
So Smash is how I got into so many gaming franchises I love to this day. Xenoblade, fucking that Persona announcement came out of nowhere at that Game Awards.
Yep.
When that came out, I was like, oh, this is just another Persona announcement, because I didn't really know much about Persona. I had a friend who likes it, but otherwise I didn't know much about it. Then they fucking flipped the card over for Smash, and I was like, what the fuck?
It's a Smash symbol.
And I texted my friend like, yo, did you see? He's like, he texted me like, yo, and he's just fucking excited as fuck. And like, just because of Smash is like how I got into Persona, because like then the year after, I started playing fucking everything Persona, and holy shit, am I glad that I did.
Yeah. So thank you, Sakurai.
Right.
That's it.
Steven.
Although thank you, Sakurai, the online was a flop for me. So unfortunately, I didn't get into as much as other people did, because traveling to your friend's house to play Smash was less of a thing. I really, really, really fucking love Smash Ultimate. And like you guys said, it can't be understated how good it is. That being said, God of War was my game of the year that year. I never finished Red Dead 2. I really fucking love Red Dead 2. I played like 30 hours of poker, some dumb shit.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
It's definitely a cowboy simulator. If you don't like being a cowboy,
good.
you know.
So good.
Yeah.
Yo, when's Rockstar making a pirate game?
Yeah, give me Pirates of
That would
it.
be so cool.
God of War was a one shot, right? What they did with the game,
Mhm.
you didn't have any weird checkpoint load screens, anything, nothing like that. Once it loaded up, you had your continuous journey the whole way through, and that was fucking awesome how they did that. The boss fights, I can't say much about them because I'm sure people are still playing through it, but the dragon on the mountain, some of the
Too many trolls.
too many trolls. Yeah, I'll say that. But it really brought it home when you're on the boat, right? And you're just telling stories. You can either tell stories, I think, or something else, like conversate. I'm not sure what the options were there, but
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
Kratos
about.
just like tells them
yeah,
stories.
they just like mythology, North mythologies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some of the dialogue between him and Atreus, I don't know. As a new dad, I guess it was very hard to relieve my bias from that, but that was probably. I mean, it's my favorite God of War. I think it's most people's favorite God of War. 3 was really good, I think, but
2.
Ascension.
Gotta work 2.
Ascension.
All right.
Yeah, maybe
Gotta
had some
work
good
2.
stuff. Yeah, I just think what it did for the series, taking it past the Kratos is just a fucking brutal person and he just does brutal stuff.
Well, if you were smart, people would realize, or smart people realized that he wasn't ever just some brutal dude.
But that was the perception, right? Public perception was that it was just
public perception is wrong.
You're just going there to beat up stuff, and that's what I thought of it when I first started God of War. But yeah, I just think what they did for the story in this game, and how they're tying it into the next one to maybe make something really cool. Hopefully more than just trolls this time, please.
The narrative of this game is perfect. Yeah, like it's very, very fucking good.
The fight with the fucking one of the brothers at the beginning, towards the beginning of the game, where you're just beating the shit out of each other like endlessly.
Like two superheroes fighting each other.
It was just amazing. That was when I really knew that I'm like, dude, this is my game of the year. That you're like, I don't know. I'm really into those big set piece moments where they can just wow me, and they did that a lot in God of War. So,
all right,
2019.
Moving on to the penultimate year. The penultimate year, much quieter year, and that's why it was pretty hard for me to pick because there's a lot of like solid games, but there's not one that like really, jumps out at me. I'll let Eric go first because he's like about to jump out of his chair.
No, you say that.
But I'm gonna read off the Metacritic and crap. So Metacritic highest game was Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. IGN's Game of the Year. IGN and Game Informer's Game of the Year was Control, and GameSpot's Game of the Year was Sekiro, which also did win at the Game Awards. So I'll let Eric go because he looked like he was eager to talk about what the games that came out.
So on this list, I have just a few really: Kingdom Hearts 3, Persona Q2, Final Fantasy 14, Shadowbringers, Gears 5, and then the last game, which I'm going to save for last. So I'm gonna start with the Final Fantasy 14 expansion, Shadowbringers. Fucking got emotional at the end, cried at the end of it. Fucking love that game so much, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Kingdom Hearts 3, fucking finally, after so many fucking years. And like, I enjoyed it, but looking back on it, it's not exactly perfect.
Right.
Is all I'll say. Persona Q2, I mean, this is just a one that I just threw in there because like, I played a lot of Persona that year. I didn't pick it up like when it came out. I picked it up for like Black Friday, $20, played through it. It's fine. Gears 5, my first.
Got a good song though.
Yeah, good songs. Gears 5, my first Gears game. It was pretty good. Played on Game Pass. Great game. But this last game, I put in. Released in July. I played Shadowbringers early July, and then played this game. So if you recall, Nintendo had this voucher program back in that year where you can buy like you get like 2 tickets for like $100, and you can get a game with each ticket. So the first one I bought was Super Mario Maker. And what a waste of a ticket that was, because that game fucking I played for like a week and never went back to it. And the second one, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Ooh.
On a whim, I picked it up. No, not on a whim. I knew about it, but like I didn't really look deep into like what was new about it or whatever. I only played Fire Emblem Awakening earlier in like a couple years back, and it was pretty good. But when I told you this is a kind of a surprise for me for that year, holy shit, was a fucking surprise, because according to my Switch, if you can see it, I put in like over 220 hours in this game.
Oh,
All in that year. And holy shit, what a fucking ride this game is. So if you don't know the premise, like you're basically like a teacher at this like church academy thingy, whatever, and you have to pick a class. And each class, like a class of students, not a class like your like magic class or whatever, but like each class of students is like its own story, own like path of story. And it's like there's 3 main classes, and then they added like DLC the year later, and there's like a 4th secret route as well. And like I played the 3 main routes, I played the DLC. I haven't done the last route, but like I feel like at this point I'm just done with the game. But like I played this game on hard mode and classic, because normal mode was actually kind of pretty easy, and then classic mode is when if someone dies, they're gone forever. And when I tell you, the fucking last fight of the first route I did, holy fucking shit, was I fucking tensed up, because in this game, like you have the option to turn back time like every battle, and so like I did that, and like the final fight, I was down to like my last turn, like my last resets. And when I tell you, my fucking shit was like, I was stressed out because I wanted no one to die. I was like, no one's gonna fucking die on my watch. If someone dies, I'm resetting the whole level. Thankfully, I didn't have to do that, but I was down to the last reset on the last enemy, which is like a fucking boss type enemy, and holy fucking shit, was I fucking excited when I beat that shit. And just fucking, it's basically like kind of like a, so like there's also like they added like persona like elements to this too, where you can like build relationships with your students and shit. You can fucking like, you can basically customize how they are. You can like make any one of them like any kind of class they want, you want them to be. And so fucking my character myself would be like sword and magic. Other ones would be like tanks with tanks. Other ones would be on horses. Like this is a strategy ass game if you need a strategy game. And like holy shit, I fucking love this game so much. I can't wait for the next fucking Fire Emblem game to come out. I feel like it should be soon, because this game came out in 2019, and like I feel like they did like a remake or something soon. Like, because I know on the 3DS they did that too as well. And like, but like I'm fucking all in on the Fire Emblem game, on the Fire Emblem franchise after this fucking game, because this game, holy shit, was a surprise, and it also got fucking snubbed for Game of the Year that year. But they did win Player's Choice, so I'm happy about that. Just because the people know this game got fucking snubbed.
All right.
If you haven't played this game, go fucking play it. It's so great.
Steven.
This one, I could never really get into Fire Emblem, so I'd totally skip.
Boo.
It's just the combat, man. I'm sure there's fun.
No, yeah, it's turn-based strategy shit, and like
the 3 Houses thing, and I don't know.
Anime.
So it's not, that's not a thing in 3 Houses. It's not like they don't have the weapon triangle 3 Houses. So I feel like 3 Houses is more accessible, but like it is a lot of time to put into it.
Devil May Cry 5 is my pick for the year.
Oh yeah.
What a comeback for the series, dude.
I played that on Game Pass, first of all. And like that game, I feel like I released on Game Pass real quick. It's like didn't it come out like in a March and like get to Game Pass in August or something?
It was later. I remember picking it up, or because I played it on Game Pass as well. And I remember picking it up and I'm like, okay, well, the other Devil May Cries since 3 have not. I mean, the last one was 3. I didn't mind DMC, you know, that was pretty decent. But this one, just like, I don't know, the characters were awesome. The combat is second to none, I think, in action games to this day. So I broke a controller playing this game on hard. Just because I was pressing one of the face buttons so hard, it just went through. Like, yeah, Jesus. It was the X button, which is like the strike button. During the final boss, when you're fighting, like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but when you're fighting the people you're fighting, and then like a part happens during the end of that game that I'm like, holy shit. way to put an end to all this crap. And but
I
yeah,
know, man.
I
know.
I remember seeing that game getting announced at Xbox's E3 and getting fucking hyped.
Oh
Even though
yeah.
I'm not like a fucking DMC fan, I was like, holy shit, Devil May Cry 5. Because like when you see
the engine too,
when you
it gave us the engine. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the RE engine, which is fucking
Well,
black magic.
it okay. I'll say it used the engine better than RE did. I think just because of the different environments, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Like
Heresy.
that engine is like I said, it's black magic. Like if you see Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch, it uses that engine, and I'm just like, how the fuck is the Switch running this game?
yeah. Devil May Cry 5 was an easy one for me this year. There's some other great games that came out, but easily that one.
Well, I will rebuttal with Resident Evil 2. That's my game of the year for 2019.
Also a good one.
Like this and Dead Space, great, fantastic horror games, and I hate horror games. So which speaks to how great this game is. Mr. X, one of the most terrifying video game entities to ever been created. It's a scripted moment, but when he burst out of the fucking wall to grab at you, I jumped out of my seat and I screamed so much.
Kind of like Biohazard, right? Where he just fucking walks through the wall, the dude. And I'm like, oh my god, what the hell?
And hearing his footsteps is like always the worst thing that could possibly happen.
No, thank you.
He can't get a tad annoying when you're just trying to do a puzzle. So then you gotta like walk around the room to try to lose him again. But yeah, and anyways, like Leon and Claire, great protagonists. I love how their stories. I love you can play both of their stories and how they intersect at times. Of course, you got Ada Wong, you got Sherry Birkin, and you got older Birkin. I forget his name. Game is beautiful, and zombies. The way they react to being shot, it's so like realistic and it makes sense. Yeah, and it's fortunate they couldn't replicate it exactly with Resident Evil 3, but RE2, love it.
Yeah, I had to pick this game up just because like how critical it was that year, and like I picked it up like the year after on PC, and even though I'm not a horror guy, it was still a great time.
So like I said, there's a lot of solid games this year. Like there was Control, which I really liked, but the optimization was so bad. Yeah. Like so terrible. Death Stranding came out. I never played that. Obviously never played Sekiro. Cause no thank you. The Outer Worlds was a fine RPG that just ended out of nowhere. Borderlands 3 got annoying. Kingdom Hearts was solid. Obviously I love Kingdom Hearts. Jedi Fallen Order was good.
Oh god.
There were some
I forgot about that game.
There were some really good moments, but I wasn't a fan of like the whole like Dark Souls-y type of stuff with it.
Really?
I enjoyed it.
I just don't think it works with a fucking Jedi. Like, why is a Jedi like doing? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know, man.
I didn't have many problems until the final boss fight, which I had to take a couple tries to.
Oh man, that boss was a pain in the fucking ass.
Any of the sisters really like.
Oh yeah.
But hey, that final cutscene though. Am I right?
Yep. The final cutscene.
Right.
Oh yeah, the final. Yeah, like I said, there's great moments, but great like moments if you're a Star Wars fan.
So much anxiety and like excitement in the same tone for that. Oh my god, yeah.
Gears 5, another solid game. It was I had played Gears 4 before it, and now I've played Gears 1. Another solid game. But man, oh man, did I get hooked to one game from this year. I think I played it this year, which is kind of crazy to me. But I got hooked on it for like a month. And my goal, because I had heard that it was hard to go back to without like guides. And my goal is to beat it without guides. And I fucking did that. And it was the remake of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Holy shit. I got absolutely hooked on this game. I fucking loved the art style. I want them to remake the other like 2D Zelda games in this fucking art style, because oh my god, I absolutely love it. And the music, just everything in this game was great. I think it was like, if I had to pick one standout, I think it was this one. I just really, really enjoyed it. I got super hooked to it. And it took me a long time to beat because I said I wasn't going to use guides, but man, good time. The one fucking dungeon was just, I was like, how the fuck was I supposed to find this? Like, I don't even know how I did. Like, I was just started throwing bombs everywhere and fucking path open. I'm like, cool, I guess. It's fantastic. The music is amazing. The DualSense features are amazing.
Sorry, just for listeners,
games...
we're on 2020, right?
Yeah.
Because we didn't catch that before I disconnected, so.
Oh, yeah. So we're in 2020. The soundtrack's amazing. Just the DualSense. I hope more games use the DualSense like it does. All that said, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out last year, and I played that this year, and holy shit, that game is amazing.
Can't wait.
It's the only Final Fantasy game I've ever beaten. I've dabbled in a couple of the other ones, but oh my god. I mean, story, like I know the story of Final Fantasy VII, the original, so like I am able to appreciate like the changes. Maybe not some of like changes at a microscopic level, but the big changes, and just it is absolutely incredible. The risk they took with this, and it is great. And the music is still fucking popping. The combat system is absolutely amazing. Yeah, damn. What a damn good game.
Yeah, I wish I could experience it too.
Me too.
I really wish.
Well, just, build yourself a PC now. And
apparently the PC optimization sucks. Which is
I'm so shocked.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked that a game got ported to PC and it sucks. But yeah, that's my 2020 game of the year. Sorry, Astro's Playroom and Ghost of Tsushima and Spider-Man.
I'll go. Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing New Horizons. The pandemic game.
Yep.
The happiest game that you'll ever play. It's just chill. Chill vibes. Just doing your own thing, building your island at your own pace, making friends, visiting other people's islands, and trading flowers. You can sell your turnips, play the stock market.
The turnips.
Yeah,
I just got
What?
nothing but
Don't forget your turnips.
Oh yeah, don't forget your turnips.
Well, it's too late. It's 1:00, so
Yeah.
it's too late. I haven't played in a while. I probably have enough money to where I don't have to do that anymore.
I just got nothing but happy memories in that game. Even though I'm not a designer, I have so poor aesthetic sense.
Same.
Me too.
I just like existing in that world.
Mhm.
And the fact that you can play it docked or play it handheld whenever is amazing. And I'm glad they supported it like a year later. So, Animal Crossing 2020.
It was my most played game on Switch this year.
I'll let Eric go before I go.
Oh boy, where do I start? We all know for me, it's between two games: Persona 5 Royal and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Obviously, Spider-Man Miles Morales and Hades are two shoutouts I want to give out, but between these two, I don't even fucking know. Because I don't know if it's fair to give it to a Royal because it's technically a re-release, but then Final Fantasy VII Remake is fucking ridiculously good, man. Can I just give it to both of these?
Sure, man.
No.
If you if you
Okay.
do, that means 7 Remake
Yes,
is
okay.
yours because
So just real quick, just imagine being me, where Persona 5 Royal releases March 31st, 2020.
I mean 2020.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, April 10th, 2020. Almost 10 days.
Imagine
in
being
between.
Eric. Two great games came out so damn close together. Goddamn.
Yeah, you know how long Persona
What
5
an
Royal is?
inconvenience.
Like a fucking 120 hours.
What an absolute inconvenience. That
So
Oh my
thankfully,
God.
since I played Persona 5 twice the year beforehand,
Mhm.
I basically I put like I think it was like 90 something like 98 hours into Royal because of the stuff I already knew. I just kind of sped through because like okay, I already know this stuff, and like all the new stuff. I was like wait, this looks new. Let me just watch it. So I did that, and but what the fuck can I say that I haven't already? Fucking Persona 5 Royal is great. The fucking third semester, holy fucking shit, did I fucking cry throughout the entire thing, man.
damn.
God damn, Gav, yes. Holy fuck. Ah, man, but what the fuck? You're making me choose between two babies here right now. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, fucking. If you know anything about Final Fantasy 7, you know it's like the fucking most popular Final Fantasy game there is. I fucking played the fucking original Final Fantasy 7 on my Switch before this game came out, so I can be like, okay, let me see what the references are. Then I fucking played Crisis Core on an emulator. I fucking watched the fucking movie. I fucking went in on 7 lore, and holy shit, am I fucking excited for part 2. So, go ahead.
You know what's crazy about Final Fantasy VII Remake? There wasn't a patch. Like, I think there might have been a day one patch, maybe. But then there wasn't a patch for, like, the longest time because this game fucking released and it was, like, almost flawless when it comes to, like, it was,
Except some of the textures.
like, well, yeah, but that's just texture-wise.
I think.
But, like,
All right,
it was very, very well optimized and, like, it was, yeah, it was just put together at launch, which was nice.
Yeah,
Because that hasn't happened recently.
and like just watching that recent kind of funny stream on Friday where they played the PC version of it, I was just reminded about how good this fucking game is, and like how fucking
Oh my god, the
how
intro is
fucking
so
good
good.
it
It's
is on a
ironic
on a
that you
fucking
say that it was put together
PS4.
as it was only part one of the whole remake. Just saying.
Yeah, but like it's
I know.
Midgar in the original game is like fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
They fucking expanded that shit, and
Yeah, so I started Final Fantasy VII, the original, and I was like, holy shit, like, I'm already done with like,
yeah,
fucking
Midgar.
A.
So you fucking know what? I love Persona 5 Royal, but I'm gonna give it to Final Fantasy 7 Remake only because I already gave Persona 5 Royal or Persona 5 the 2017 nomination. I'll just count that as the Royal version because Royal's better. So I'll give this to fucking Final Fantasy 7 Remake because god damn that game is a fucking
It's a
like
masterpiece,
a
man.
masterpiece, and like this
So
game was a
good.
fucking when we first heard about Final Fantasy 7 Remake, it was a fucking PS3 tech demo. So people were waiting on this shit for like the longest time too. And it finally fucking happened.
All right, Steven.
As I couldn't play Final Fantasy VII Remake to give an opinion on it, because, well, I mean, I guess I could have, but I just,
Don't you have a PS4?
yeah, I
thought
just
you
fell
did.
off of it pretty hard after I got my
Oh.
Xbox. And it's gonna be Hades for me, which I didn't play until this year.
Mhm.
Hands down, Hades. Story, combat, replayability. There's still some things I have to do post game, which is a weird thing to say with that game because there's 10 post games before the post game.
I'm
Oh,
sure the music slaps.
Every fucking time, and when the splash screen comes up, or when I hear the music, ba 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 ba. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, the way it ends, the way fucking every character has something new to say to you almost every time you go through the run, and no run is the same. I'm really into roguelikes as a whole. This fucking was the whole package. Everyone else that does a roguelike in the future, learn from Hades, because
Hades, man.
the reason I played so much of this game was because the narrative story, and I kept coming back, and the combat was amazing. Like I don't know, everything felt perfect.
Yep.
Everything responded like I wanted it to, and I wanted to try out the new weapons every time because they incentivized it with the upgrade system that they did. If no other games came out this year, I could say this is my game of the year this year. But that being said, 2020 easily Hades for me.
Well, boys, that brings us to the end of our games of the years of the decades. Of the decade.
excluding 2021.
Yeah, and so 2021, we will obviously our Game of the Year episode will be our first episode of next year, which I'm very looking forward to. We are going to take a couple weeks off because
For the holidays.
holidays,
I'm excited.
family stuff. But we will see you next year. And for all of you listening, watching, thank you for doing that. It's been pretty cool to start a podcast this year, and
Yeah.
I look forward to hopefully improving it next year. Let us know in the comments or tweet at us or whatnot, what your like game of the years were for the past decade. I hope you enjoyed our discussion. But this has been episode 37 of X Interact. Follow us on Twitter if you haven't already. Follow us on your favorite podcast service. Thank you for watching / listening.
Thank you.
We will see you next year.
And happy
Merry
holidays,
Christmas.
guys.
Happy holidays.
Bye.